Hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is your girl MariahSharnell. If you were new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning, hello. And before we get into this video, I need you guys to hit the subscribe button. Also hit the bell notification to turn on notifications so you do not miss a video. So in today's video, as you can tell by the title, is my experience with Victoria's Secret. What can I say? I worked at Victoria's Secret in 2015. I worked for them about a year or so. It was the second job that I had when moving to Boston. Mind you, I've always wanted to work at Victoria's Secret. I've applied to numerous locations but never got anything. So the location I applied at in my area, I went in the store, I was shopping around with my mom, I saw that they were hiring, so I took a chance. So when I did the application, I filled it out, gave it to a manager, and later on, that following week, I received a phone call to come in and do an interview. I interviewed with one lady. That interview went well. I was a little nervous. I really didn't think I did well on it, but I did because I got a call for a second interview to meet with the store manager. When I met with the store manager, she was really nice. I enjoyed, the conversation. She got to know me, asked me the basic questions, about my last job, where I used to work at, my experiences in retail, the normal standard questions. And like I said, I got asked the question that you get asked when you work there. It was a little, if you've never dealt with working with bras, panties, and none of that, the question to you will come as a shock because you don't really truly know what to answer since it is like your first time ever working with bras. So the question basically was, how would you sell a bra to somebody? So I'm going to give you what I remember that I said. If you are looking to apply or interested to apply at Victoria's Secret, basically it was like, if a customer walked up to me wanting to buy a bra, I would first see what her size is, see what what event she needed it for, and then all around get a feel of who the customer is. Like, what you can tell when someone walks into Victoria's Secret who has brought in a bra and who has brought in their first standard bra, like from Walmart or Target. But then you can also Target, and they've never bought a bra from Victoria's Secret, and you can tell the two, someone who hasn't and someone who has. So the ones who haven't is the ones you more geared to make them feel a little bit more comfortable being inside Victoria's Secret. Because I'm not gonna lie, if you're a first-time shopper shopping in Victoria's Secret, you are going to be nervous. I cannot tell you how many customers I had who walked into the store who were so nervous in buying their first bra from Victoria's Secret because they never had one, and it's so much information that gets thrown at you in a matter of minutes. So it was just make sure the customer has exactly what they need, getting their comfortability and what they're looking for. So that, after I did that interview, I got a call the maybe following day or the day after, or like 2 days later, that said I got the job and that I can come in for onboarding. I was so excited because I've been dying to work at Victoria's Secret. Like, if any job I had, I wanted to be able to put on my thing that I worked at Victoria's Secret. So I went in for onboarding. Onboarding is 3 days. You get to know the company, get to know the products, get to know their selling techniques and what they require and dress code and all that blah blah stuff. So after you do those 3 days, they put you on the floor. So mind you, you really don't have that much experience in, selling. At my store, I got to shadow somebody. So it made it a little bit easier that you got a chance to shadow somebody with the experience of doing what you do. And I know most of you are thinking, oh, we, got paid a lot. No, the pay, like I said, I believe I started out at $10. I believe $10 and maybe some change. And then I ended with like $11, I believe, and some change. So that's kind of, standard line. Mind you, part-time. Not really looking to make that much, no. Even though I had the experience of in retail, come on. I knew I was not going to be making that much. The hours so let me tell you, my job at Victoria's Secret, I was their back of house. So what that means is I'm up at the ass crack of dawn at like 6:30, centering, folding, putting out, hanging, all that product that you guys see hanging on the walls. I was that person that made it possible. To be there from 6:30 in the morning to possibly 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, setting and doing craziness. So that's what I started out in the beginning. Like, I was there at 6 o'clock with a group of girls. We would censor, we would put out, and all that. I also was the one who did all those little pretty floor sets that you guys see, all those little designs on the floor. And like your window displays and all that was I. Come Christmas time, all the Christmas, like Victoria's Secret just changes into like this magical Christmas place during the holidays. Prior to that. So that was my job. And then I somehow made my way to selling. Even though I wasn't really technically a seller, I made my way to that. Then I made my way to cash wrap is what we called it. And I don't know how that either. And then came around, I just became almost like everything in Victoria's Secret, but was still getting paid minimum wage, which I really didn't understand that, but it is what it is. So to hours. Like I said, I would be there at 6:30 in the morning, wouldn't leave till about 3-ish, 4-ish in the afternoon. And then if I wasn't doing back at the house, since I was good at customer service and all that, and selling, and there's been selling and stuff, I would come in as a seller. So I would be either midday to not really closing, and where I would work till closing. And working till closing does not mean you'll get out when you're scheduled to, because when you close, you have to reset everything. So all those little panty parties that we had, I hated those so much. We had to go back and fold every single panty drawer. Every single one of them. Whether it be Victoria's Secret side or pink side. We had to fold them all. Even on top. We had to make sure they were straight. Every single night. Or we were there for hours. So usually for me, I would start it maybe at like 7 o'clock if I was closing and I knew like what was going on. And I was quick when it came to like setting the tables back to where they needed to be. And I made sure that if someone was looking for something, I was there to help them. So like nothing got ruined. Maybe like 1 or 2 panties would be out of place, but that was it. And I would make sure that I was leaving, because I'm like, I cannot stay till midnight. I can't stay till like 1 o'clock in the morning, because I take public transportation and it does stop at a certain time. It's not like New York City where it runs 24/7. So yeah, with homegirl was not having that one. Coworkers. I had a couple of good friends that I worked with. Mind you, moving here, I really didn't have any. So it was good to get back into a place where it was like, females, being around friends and having, develop those girlfriends. So I did develop quite a few of them. Some of them not so much. And like I said, I wasn't hurt by it. Because like I said, not everyone is for everybody. And like I said, being in that environment with the amount of just women, you're bound to run into conflicts. Like, you're bound to run into people who aren't going to get along, who aren't going to mesh well together, who just all around just aren't going to get along with each other, especially in that store. So yeah, there was a couple of bosses that I had that I truly loved. I'm so sad when some of them left. So there were some of those where, you know, like fairly, some of them were a little bit younger than me, some of them were a little bit older than me, but we all somewhat got along. Like, it was a rough start in some, like, the beginning, but towards, you know, as it got on, things got better, and we got the chance to see each other's styles, different ways how people worked, and, you know, things that made people tick a little bit. So I can say that. Then there were some bosses who just didn't mesh well together, if I may say. But I'm cool though. I'm to each their own. Like I said, not everybody's gonna get along. Not everybody's gonna see eye to eye. But, you know, respect is respect, and we'll leave that at that. And then I have to say, how I know some of you guys may be like confused when people are through the store and they give you their name and they'll give you like a card that has it on there. That is more for like the fitting room side than it is for like someone who's selling you something. So if someone gives you like a card, like when you walk in and it's like, oh, you're here looking for a bra, you know, they size you, they measure you, and they send you to the fitting room to get measured. And like I said, you have to know how to measure somebody. That was the one tough thing that I did have, is measuring somebody. Like, I got it sometimes, but not really. That was not part of my So it was like, yeah, don't have to worry about that. So yeah, and I know like most people are probably like, oh, this person just gave me this card and didn't tell me what it's for. Usually like if I'm giving you a card, I'm going to tell you what it's for, but I'm also not going to put my name on it because I'm not a bra specialist. I'm going to send you to the bra specialist, and I will let that person get the credit for it. And you'll hear people talk, you know, when you get to register, like, oh, who helps you? And some people like, oh, the person in front, and the people like someone out back. For me, for what I did, there's this thing called spas. I call it the devil, because it literally ruins your work experience when you're at work. When I tell you, it is the most crazy thing ever, and it destroys so much and puts so much stress on people. I'm not even gonna lie. And it's basically where before your shift starts, you'll round up, you know, with whoever's working, they'll tell you, you know, make sure, you know, they'll tell you what's going on, what the promotions are. There's a board that you'll read that tells you what the promotions are, what we're selling, what's coming out, what promotions are, and you have to memorize them. Or you can write them down on a piece of paper, depending on what department you're in. You can write them down so you know exactly what is what, so you can let somebody know. So basically you'll check the computer when you come in, when you clock in, and it tells you how much money you need to make that day to stay in green. So if you don't make it to where you're green for part of your segments, I believe they're like an hour, 2 hours, not quite sure, I don't remember that much. So you have to meet that quota. If you don't, you'll hear the whole blah blah blah, what happened, just this, that, and the fourth. For me personally, I've made mine, but unfortunately mine never really counted, which was kind of lame that it didn't count, because I'm not a seller, I'm back of house. So like I could bust my ass all day long selling, but will reap no benefit from it, because they ended up changing the thing that, you know, if you make this, you get an extra bonus. So it was like, it drove people crazy, like literally crazy in the store, running around, stealing people's sales, stealing people's customers, like changing like cards and names, and the person by that time isn't going to remember the original person. They're going to remember the last person. But if you know personally that you helped this person, you spend this time with this person, and the person gets to the cash register, because you can track what goes in on your name. Like you can tell, and it tells you the number of people, I believe it tells you the number of people you helped, or it gives you that price point, so you know that if something isn't right, and you know you had a customer that made a big purchase that you helped, and you realize that your number doesn't look right, but someone else does. And that was the other thing. You could see other people's to see where they were at throughout the day. Because you'll have people call up and say, oh, what's, my numbers, where am I at, how many this, how many that, and you can see, everybody could see everybody's. Which I thought was, not fair, not right, because that also started a lot of issues where people just did not, could see what everyone was making. So it wasn't like an anonymous thing, it wasn't anything, so you could tell. And it would just create so much friction. And I really didn't understand, why, before working, when someone would come up to me, or, if I was at the cash register, oh, somebody helped you. If I don't remember the person's name, I'm not just going to give a name or, just throw out a name. I'm just going to tell you I don't know. And back then, I never knew how much that affected people on the floor. But then it also shows that you're not making a memorable impression on people. Or if, like I said, you're the only person in the department and the person knows who's up there, then I'm like, okay, it's the young lady that's up front. I totally blanked on her name. She told me, but I totally blanked. I can describe her, or I can go get her for you. And if you're the only person in that department and they bring you, then they know who to give it to, because the person is not lying, because they can pick out the person who helped them. And like I said, and people will apologize. Oh, I'm so sorry, I forgot your name. Just, it's been one of the days. Then each is their own. But for people stealing customers and just all craziness, it was pure crazy. Spas, I hate those things. I wish they were never invented. Whoever invented it needs to be. And so I will move on to customers. I love you guys. At Victoria's Secret, you will experience some interesting people. Not gonna lie. There's some good, there's some bad. I would have to say the store I worked at was kind of But I would tell you, I have met some of the most amazing people. I'm not gonna lie. I have met some amazing people who have come into the store. Customers who were amazing to work with, easy, comfortable, made the experience comfortable. From boyfriends buying their girlfriend stuff, husbands buying their wives stuff. And those customers are the best. When you have a guy coming in shopping for his significant other, is the most funniest thing and the best experience ever. Because it's and then they'll ask you those weird ass questions oh, would you wear this? But I'm sure, I guess so. I don't know. And you can't really be oh yeah, I would, because that's someone else's boyfriend and they're buying it for their girlfriend, but they're asking you, would you wear? Which is crazy. And then you have those bad customers who have had a really bad experience or bad day and come in and just take it out on you. Those ones I avoid. Not gonna lie. Will not lie to you. Those ones I avoid. But in the end, I can also somewhat turn their day around, depending on how they come across. And then I would just have to say, it's all around. I enjoyed my experience. I enjoyed the people I got to meet. I enjoyed the skills I got to, make better. Because like I said, working at Victoria's Secret, you cannot be shy. I realized that so quickly when working there. You cannot be scared to talk to people, because it's so much information that you're giving people as well. But then it's also, you gotta be quick with it, because you have so many people. And the store, like I said, the store I worked in, there was sometimes we were well staffed, sometimes we were not. So it's when coming from one thing to being thrown in a whole different ball game is so, it's scary. Even though I had retail experience, but in the Victoria's Secret, a whole different ball game. a whole different ballgame when it came down to it. So being able to jump into it and know what you're doing, and being able to have a customer tell you you're doing amazing, and I think overall that's what made it good. And then, like I said, I had some bad experiences. So down to the nitty gritty on why I left. I didn't leave because I wanted to. Because, like I said it before in this video, I love working for Victoria's Secret. That was one of the jobs I wanted to work for, the place I wanted to work for. And I, meant that. I loved the company and the hire people in Ohio. I loved them to a T because they actually listened when you had an issue or when you felt something was not right or something was uncomfortable. They allowed you to speak on, and they took action when they felt like enough is enough. And that's what I loved about management up above. But I left because I started to feel like I was not growing. I started to feel when I took a chance to go back to school and do this, I was reprimanded for it. Because my, time had to change, and I had to, pull back a little bit. Because I felt like their go-to person. Like, if they needed somebody, I was there. If something happened to me, I was there. If they needed someone to stay later, I was there. But when I went back to school, I felt a shift. And this shift was not good. So, I went down from working, almost every single day to working, one day for 2 weeks. So I'd work one day a week and then be off for 2 weeks. And I'm like, I can't live off of that. How do you expect me to live off of that? And I brought it to their attention. Mind you, there was multiple of us going to school at the same time as working. But they had more hours. They had more hours than I did. And so I'm like, what the hell? So it was at the end of it all, I wasn't mad the way that how I left. Do I wish I could fix it? Probably yes. But in the end, I was done dirty. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was done dirty. And it just took so much in me to finally walk away after a year that I put into a company that I backed for so long. But like I said though, I will still back the company that I worked for in Victoria's Secret. But a management part of it, no. I will not. Like I said, I had some managers that I loved to death and still to this day, still keep in contact with. There's some coworkers that I still keep in contact with to this day. And like I said, I think the trickle effect was just not good for me. And I'm glad, like I said, I'm glad I noticed it in my own terms and was able to do what I needed to do. And like I said, fortunately, I was able to get a more, permanent, steady job, before leaving them. So I was able to leave them and not have any regrets in it because I knew that I was going on to something new and something different. And so, like I said, that is my experience with Victoria's Secret. If you decide to apply, do not let this video discourage you because each store is different, and I'm going to stress that enough. Each store is different. Like I said, my experience may be different from somebody else's, and some experiences may be relatable, and certain things that were that are mentioned in the video. Certain people, like I said, so please do not be discouraged from applying if you feel like you can handle it and you feel like you're getting your reviews from honest people who have actually worked in Victoria's Secret, who have actually stepped foot into one, from behind the scenes that just as a customer, then yes, follow your gut and what you want to do. That's all I'm saying. So like I said, I hope you guys are still with me in this video and you guys are still watching it. And I'm going to wrap this video up. So like I said, I am a Victoria's Secret, former Victoria's Secret late. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave a comment below what you think. Give me your opinion if you've been a customer of Victoria's Secret. Let me know. Let me know what your experience has been. And maybe I can, let you know some more details. Like I said, at the end, like I always tell you guys at the end of my video, give you guys a little bit of wisdom. Fight for your dream. Fight for what you want to do in this world. You are not permanently stuck making someone else's dream come true. You have the right tools and the right heart to make any dream that you have yours. Build it, believe in it, achieve it. And as always, I hope you guys have an amazing day.